Okay, so for this week, we've cracked one of the issues that we've had for pretty much the entirety of the project, which was handling how those balloons should act. You saw back when I showed you our old alpha prototype how the balloons just kind of go flying everywhere. Well, our programmers have actually solved that issue. And again, this computer does not like our build. So it's definitely the computer because whenever I run it, it actually goes a lot faster. There might be some optimization issues there. Oh, it's slowly doing it. The issue is I don't think it can register. It's the frame rate's so choppy that it's not registering enough inputs to actually like build up the motion. But what it happens in actuality is so they created a separate physics set for the balloons. So I'll just show with my hand since the computer's not going to handle it. So now instead of when physics is interacted on the player to make them move around, the balloons don't go flying with them. It's kind of like they're in their own little physics bubble. So they have a set of physics that will allow them to move within a certain range, no matter how much force is being put on the basket. So it looks a lot cooler when you can actually see it because the balloons will actually bounce against each other when you start moving quickly, and they'll tilt in either direction. But I think it's either an optimization issue with us, or it's just the fact that this computer's running, a screen sharing and the build and can't really handle it. Because it should be going a lot faster. At this point, it should be going at a steady clip. Anyway, something else that's kind of hard to see because, again, they chose a not good background because they're programmers. So it used to be that the camera was just centered on the player. Now they've got it set up to where there's a threshold in the actual, now we get to the top, maybe you can see it. So now when I start going down, you can see how the camera does not adjust until, wait for it, there. So you can see that there's a bounding box within the game, so that way the camera only moves once you've reached a certain threshold of the edge, which will help a lot when it comes to seeing all the landmarks. So that way you're not missing the landmarks because you're trying to dodge things around. Now you can see that static background and then move around within that. And I know it doesn't look like a whole lot, but that's just because we haven't implemented any of our art yet. That's this week and next week. And so we're pretty much right on track to have our goal for the end of week 5 having a complete alpha build with the character controls, basic enemies, and 4 areas done. All we really have to do at this point is implement the art and pull in the correct prefix. So that's all we have to do, and then we'll be good for next week.